Hi, my name is Dan, and this video is one in a series of an introduction to blueprint classes in Unreal. And in this one I'm going to show you how to create your own blueprint class. I'm going to do a couple of different methods. There are more methods than that, but these are probably the two most used. So I'm going to start by showing you creating a blueprint class from a static mesh. It's slightly more subtle than that because it's actually from a static mesh actor, but hey, I always feel the need to be as accurate as I can. So what I've got here is a standard third-person template project with nothing else added at the moment, and I'm just in the content. I'm going to go into the starter content. Let's just zoom in so that we can watch what's going on here. So I'm in the starter content, and I'm going to go to shapes. I'm going to pick up this shape, the pipe shape. Okay, let's just... can we see more fully? No, we can't do that, can we? So this is a static mesh. Let's show that from there. Yes, you can see hopefully at the top of that line there that it's the shape pipe is a static mesh, and I've explained elsewhere what a static mesh is, but it's basically a 3D model. And if we drag that into our scene, we get an instance of that static mesh in here, and it gets named and put in the world outliner over on the right hand side. And in fact, if you look over here, it says that it's a static mesh component, which is, and if you mouse over this, you can see it says class static mesh actor. So what's happened when we've dragged the mesh into the scene is that it's actually automatically created, kind of behind the scenes, a blueprint, as it happens, which is called a static mesh actor. But all the static mesh actor has is a kind of slot that you can put a static mesh in, and that's the static mesh component here. So now let's go zoom back in. I'm going to go to this little almost unnoticeable button here, which says convert this actor into a reusable blueprint class that can have script behavior, which basically means this can be turned into a blueprint class that we can have control over and that we can make changes to and add to. So just before we do, I'm going to talk about actors. So Unreal uses the word actor to mean anything that has a presence in the scene. So anything that is in this world outliner, pretty much, maybe not quite absolutely everything. Here you see there's a text renderer actor. The word actor means something that has a presence in the world. So a static mesh actor class is one that just holds a static mesh. That's right. Well, let's click on this, and it should create that for us. Actually, what I'm going to... no, that's fine. I'm going to zoom back out. And so it's asking me for... It's giving me various things. So the thing that looks odd here is that it's telling me what parent class. So if you watch the previous video in this series, you'll know, but every blueprint that you create has to have a parent blueprint, because somewhere up in this hierarchy of inheritance is the basic code that makes something work in Unreal. And in this case, we're creating from a static mesh. We want it to be something that has a presence in the world. So static mesh actor is the classic one that most blueprints you create will be a direct child of that. It gives you other choices. You can type things in. If you want to create something different, you can at this point. But given that you're trying to turn your static mesh into a blueprint, you don't want to be messing about with this. What you might want to mess about with is the name down at the bottom here. And actually, that's at the moment, that's going into shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that just into the root of content. And I'm going to call this my pipe, just for want of a better word, and select. All right. So this is opened up an editor which has got a picture of the pipe, but if we go back into the third person map, we can see that this object now in the world is called my pipe and is an instance of the my pipe blueprint, and that's the blueprint there. So if we add to this, it will get updated there. I don't want to spend ages on the editor here. I will do that in the next video. I will have a look around the editor particularly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add, you can add components over here. I'm going to add another component quickly. Let's have a box. In fact, no, let's have a cube, not a box, because a cube is a different thing. Right, and I'm going to add that to that object. Let's just lift it up for logistical reasons. And then if I click compile or I click save, go back to my third person map, and you can see that that now has that box in it. I'm going to add a couple more things in there. So I'm going to go back into the editor. I'm going to add a yes, that cube's movable. The static mesh component isn't, so I need to make that movable so the whole thing can move. And I'm going to add a rotator. So rotating movement. This is a kind of built-in thing that will allow you to apply some movement to things. And I'm going to add it in. Let's have sparks. That's not written right. We've got sparks in there. No, we want a Niagara. No, particle. I was trying to help. Hopefully, I was going to add a particle effect. Maybe that's because I didn't have this clicked. Now I've got a particle effect component, which is the particle effect system in Unreal, and I'm just going to add that kind of at the edge of here, and I'm going to pick up one of the built-in ones that are really not going into these systems. No, those systems have to. I might have to abandon this bit because I can't see. Let's try to create a new Niagara, so let's ignore that. Let's delete that from there. I'm sorry, I haven't rehearsed that a little bit. So let's leave that as it is, and let's go back into the world and see what it's like. If we click it, there we can see it's got the rotation, it's got the cube and the pipe. Basically, you know, not a particularly hugely usable thing. If I drag another one into the scene, it's doing exactly the same. So there we go. So that's a very, very quick and dirty blueprint with some stuff added. Now, I did that based on a static mesh that I've got. If I want to create something more from scratch, the easy way to do this is just to right-click in the content area and then choose Blueprint Class. And then it's going to ask you what you want to use as the parent for that. By default, it tends to appear like that. So you're not limited to these choices. So an actor, as I said, is something that's got a presence in the scene. A pawn is an actor that can be, you can read the description, can be possessed by a controller. A character is something that can be animated. There's several others there, but there's loads and loads of them in Unreal. As with everything, Unreal is huge, and there's lots of stuff you can derive from. So let's just do a quick. I'm going to derive from actor, and I'm going to call this what am I going to do here? My thing. Okay, and that creates effectively an empty blueprint. It's got what's called a scene root in it, which is the location that it will be at. And I can add, again, components here. I can add a static mesh. But in this case, it doesn't know what the static mesh is, so I'd have to highlight that and choose a static mesh. There's loads around. So let's have a cone and compile that. And I'm not going to show you any kind of Anything extra or clever? I'm going to go back to the third person map and put that code in there and in there. Yeah, at the moment it's just a static mesh, but I would probably be wanting to put some particular behavior involved with that in. That's all of that more complicated stuff is the subject of videos to come. The point of this video was just to show you those two ways of creating a static mesh. So the first, a blueprint. The first is by putting a static mesh in your world and then clicking on the button down here, which creates a static mesh. Getting those two things confused, creates a blueprint. And the other one is just to right click and create a blueprint class from that. We've also got loads of different things you can create here with blueprint classes and in blueprints here as well. Okay, so that's it from me for now.